Cool. So I won't take too long. Here's Pedro, and see you in a bit.
Perfect. Thank you, Nelson. I'm just going to share my screen. If someone can just give me a thumbs up if you can see it, that'll be awesome. Yeah, are you able to see the screen? Okay, perfect. Thanks, Shuja. Great. Thank you so much, Nelson. Thank you, Nelson and Gonzalo, for the initiative. I think this is a great initiative, like matosinhos.tech. We need more of these to showcase Portuguese talent. Both people, companies, tech. I think it's a great initiative. Definitely should do more of these. Big shout out to Nelson and Gonzalo. My goal today is just to talk a little bit about my path towards like my professional life until I got into the Y Combinator, to IC, and to try and demystify a bit this like anyone can get in, and I'm just an average developer, and I did a lot of fuck ups. I'm gonna curse a bit during the talk, like a true Portuguese, Northern Portuguese person. But yeah, so I did a lot of screw ups, a lot of fuck ups, and I managed to get in. And it's just to show you that it's not, something special. I'm going to split the talk into two parts. The first one, like I said, explaining a little bit kind of what I've been doing and what kind of lessons I learned from my professional career, and what kind of lessons I learned that actually helped me get into IC later on. And then on the second part, I will talk about YC itself, what it means to be part of it. And then I won't talk too much about the format or anything that you can Google. I don't think that makes a lot of, it's not very helpful. I'll talk mostly about, funny things, anecdotes, things that happen that I feel it's like good to share with you. I will try to keep this under 15 minutes. And then I'll leave some space for questions. So if you have any questions, like Gonzalo said, just put it on the Q&A and I'll try to go through all of them in the end. I think, like don't be shy, just ask whatever you want to. All right, so first things first, I graduated like a bachelor degree from Minho University. And I actually graduated in like 4 years instead of 3. I don't know if you guys had the same experience, but freshman year, you're just, partying a bit, not really paying too much attention. I was a bit of a like average student. I wasn't like great or bad. I was just, 12, 13 kind of grades. And that was actually the first time I ever heard about Y Combinator. Like a good friend of mine was applying at the time. And just so you have a sense of timeline, this was at the same time Stripe got into Y Combinator, like when they were founded. So this was a while ago. They could have been a peer to Stripe, but they didn't get in, unfortunately. I then joined the consultancy. I still feel like this is like this was 10 years ago, very common path for Portuguese developers. You kind of finish your university and then you join a consultancy, you start working in this big company. I very quickly realized that I didn't want to be just this little like cog in a big machine. So I, even though I enjoyed that experience and it was a really good experience, I got to meet a bunch of people. I was working in the e-billing platform of PT, billing mail customers and all of that. It was still like, it always felt like you're just doing very little things. And that always kind of, didn't really stick with me that well. And in terms of learnings, I want to say like one time I was actually pushing to production like a SQL script to run. And I accidentally fucked up all the social security numbers, the NIF of every single customer of mail, and I just deleted it. And then I went to my manager at the time, and I was sweaty and anxious and all that, and I told him about it. And he just said, "Oh, it's okay. Like we have backups. We can get it back up again and whatnot." And that to me was so like comforting, and it was so weird because I was expecting to be like a really big screw up and really bad. But he was really good at like just telling me like, "Oh, don't worry about it. You're gonna have to fix it. But we have backups and we have a way to get that back. So you just have to make it work again." So that was really like something I took with me, and I never ran production scripts again without double or triple checking. So I still do that today. I then joined the company in London working remote. This was still like remote wasn't as hype as it is today, but I was working from Lisbon at the time, and this was a really cool company. I think they're still around, and they're a London company actually. So maybe someone in the audience actually knows them. And here I think like a funny learning as well is that when I was about to leave this company, this girl joined, and she was like, it was like 3-4 months before I got out. And she was just doing some marketing and whatnot. And we interacted a few times. And of course, I was always like nice to her and all that, but we didn't like interact that much. A few years later now, when I was in YC, I found out that she actually went through YC as a founder and CEO like a couple of years before me. And then I reached out, and actually she became one of our first customers. So like as a as a small learning, like just don't burn bridges, like be nice to people, no matter the rank or the position or whatever. It's probably going to be a good thing in the long run for you. After that, I moved to Oslo. This is the first, that was an early startup, but I was already like the 5th or 6th person in the team. So I didn't get that first few months of the company kind of feeling. With this one, I got that. So I got in and I was the first backend engineer. And at the time, I had to build a lot of the infrastructure, a lot of the APIs, rebuild the infrastructure a couple of times that we went through, and basically like build a lot of things from scratch. And I think that as a skill, it's really, really important. Building things from scratch is probably one of the most important things that you can practice and learn, because when you have an idea and you can build it, that's super powerful. And again, like going into IC, that proved really, really crucial for us to be able to quickly build things and like take them away and then build new things and all that. So if you get a chance to work in an early stage startup, I will definitely recommend. If you can't get into an early stage startup for some reason, build your side project. Like if you have any idea you would like to build, just try it out on after hours. I did this side project at the same time that I was working in that company, like 1 or 2 years later. And again, the learnings from just building things from scratch and having to figure everything out by yourself is like really important and really valuable. So I would definitely recommend, if you have an idea, like just build it. Just try building it. You're gonna learn a lot from it. Then this was the first time I actually became CTO of a company, another early stage startup. So in the beginning, it was basically coding a lot of the things. Again, building things from scratch, over and over again. But then as we kind of became bigger, I also started getting a bit more like into the business side of things. And it's funny to think that this is 2016, 2018. And until this time, I still assumed that being the CTO was more or less being like the best coder or the one that codes the most or something like that. And that was clearly not the case. Like I was coding less and less. I was like talking to clients and being in like meetings and whatnot. And it's just a good thing to learn. Like if you want to be coding and all the time, maybe CTO is not the position. But that said, there are of course a lot of companies where being the CTO still involves a lot of coding and whatnot. So yeah, this will differ between different companies. Then I left that company. I started building my own project. And at this time, I would imagine that I would have learned enough to not do the same mistakes that my previous companies did, but I actually ended up doing the same mistake. So as a technical person, like you can build a lot of stuff. That's what I just said, right? You can build things from scratch and you can develop and all that, evolve those things. So what happened is that I got lost in building, and I just like continued building feature upon feature upon feature. And I actually never talk to any user. I never talked to anyone. And that's what happened is that at the end, like after a few months of doing all this development, I talked to the users and I realized no one wanted what I just built. Like no one cared. Like no one wanted to buy it. No one wanted to pay for it. No one actually had that pain, or if they did, it was not like the top 10 pains they had. So it's basically a waste of time. Like I just built this massive project and no one really wanted it. So big learning there is just like talk to users. Like if you're building something right now, some project, and you've been building it for a few months, make sure you talk to users, make sure someone wants to buy your product, someone cares for it, and someone wants to use it. Otherwise, you might end up over optimizing, and then you're just left with a big code base that no one cares for. This was the first time I actually applied for Y Combinator. Got rejected, of course. I mean, I just explained why. But I would say the process of applying was super good. Like their questions and the way they phrase them, they make you think a lot about what you're building and your product and everything else. So if you are doing this kind of startup product, whatever, go through it. I think it's really valuable, and apply just in general. Oh yeah, and I was doing this alone. Like, it's really hard to be a solo founder. So if you're building something, get a coworker or a friend or something like that to help you out. Yeah, then I moved back to the Nordics. I moved to Stockholm, and then I started. I joined this accelerator called Antler, and here there's like a lot of matchmaking to see if you meet people you like and whatnot. And as a dev, like, I was a bit shy to kind of do networking. I associated that with like salesy people and whatever, like a bit sleazy people even. But it was really good, like to network and meet other people and go out and and now I have a group of people I can hang out with and like reach out if I have questions, if we're in the same industry and all that. So I would say, like, if you're a tech person and you don't feel super comfortable with it, still make an effort. I mean, today is a great example. Like, if you see the tables afterwards and you feel a little bit shy, just try it. It's probably for the best, to be honest. Like, you're going to meet people that sooner or later you might actually benefit from knowing. During this time, we applied. We applied the second time. We applied to Y Combinator. We got rejected again, and then the third time we applied, we actually finally got in. So what is like Y Combinator? So basically, it's like probably the best accelerator in the world, and these are some of the companies that have gone through the program. You're probably familiar with quite a few of them. And so, what did we actually do right? Like, what changed in the way we were doing things, and what kind of learnings did I have from this career that actually helped get us in? I would say, like, there's no hacks or secret recipe to get in. Just talking to users and making something people want, which is actually their tagline. I think, I say this a lot, but really, talking to users is the most important. Like, just talk to them, try to understand exactly what their problem is. Try to get paying customers. That's a really good validation. Like, we had paying customers at the time, and that definitely helped us get in. And it was definitely a big boost in our application. And also, we were doing a financial tool, this obvious project, and we were not financial people, but we talked to a bunch of CFOs, a bunch of business controllers, a bunch of just financial people in general, accountants and all that. And I think that is the most important, like you knowing your market and your users better than the YC, than anyone really. Like, that was the crucial stuff. And then, we try, like I said, we applied at least 3 times, but if we hadn't got in, we'd probably continue applying. Again, like I said, the process of applying itself is a great exercise for you as a company, and or as a person. If you're building a side project, that also is perfectly fine. And like, cut the bullshit. Like, don't use fancy words. Like, talk simply. Use simple words. Just go straight to the point and all that. That's going to help you more than trying to be too fancy. And during YC. So, like I said, I'm not going to talk too much about the format or like how it works like or anything like that. I think you can Google a lot of that. I'm just going to tell you like what we did and how we fucked up, and then I can answer questions if you have them. So we got in. I think it was around December, and then the program started like 3 weeks later, and we got in with Obvious, which was a financial planning tool, but we actually decided to drop the idea right before the program started. So, the program started on the first week of January, and we just decided to stop what we were doing and do something else. So we were a bit worried, we were a bit scared about what the reaction was going to be from the partners and all that. So we booked an office hour with the office hour is just 30-minute talk with a group with partners from the accelerator. So we booked an office hour with Michael Seibel, and we told him like, hey, we just decided to stop this idea and do something else. So yeah, we're pivoting basically. And we don't really know how that affects our demo day goals. Demo day is the big presentation after the 3 months program. So we don't really know what we should have as goals or anything. Like it's yeah. And and he said, and I'll never forget, he said, "Fuck demo day." He said, like we invested in you, and for the next 10 years, we did not invest for the next 3 months. So it's fine. Like it's better for you guys to figure out what you want to build and build that properly than just rush to get this done within 3 months for the sake of demo day. Like just focus on what you want to build or figure out what you want to build, because we didn't know at the time, and focus on that. So they really got your back, and it really feels like it, which is really great. And they actually incentivize this idea of pivoting. So if you're building something, again, there's no problem in changing what you're building if you have good reasons for it. If there's no users, like I didn't have in my Scroll project. And then the whole process is very quick. It's a lot of really fast iterations. So 1 week in YC actually feels like a month outside. There was a couple of weeks where we would build stuff from scratch, build the tech, build some landing pages, do campaigns like Facebook, Google, all that stuff, print flyers. At some point, I was assembling IKEA furniture in houses in Stockholm and running around the city, moving furniture from one side to the other. And to me, that felt like a lot of time, but it was like a week and a half. And I think that's something that is impressive, and particularly something that happens in YC a lot, is it's really intensive. There's a lot of things happening very fast, and you really need to push yourself a lot. And then the last thing is just I had these tech crushes. I've been following Patrick Collison from Stripe for a long time. I love Stripe and what they do. I love their docs, their APIs. I love just implementing it. It's just so well done for developers, and their products are super nice. And I actually got to meet him when we were during YC, because they bring some founders from Airbnb, Dropbox, Twitch. They bring those founders to talk to you. And one thing I realized talking to all these people, or they give talks better than this one. And what I realized doing this is that they're just humble, simple people. They're just they also screw up a lot. They also made a bunch of mistakes. They're just people like you and me, and that was really really cool, because you kind of put them in a pedestal, and then you realize they're just normal people as well. And then this is what we're actually building, Satchel. So it's basically, technically speaking, is just hacked together with a bunch of glue and duct tape. It's like an Airbnb for office space, but it doesn't really matter. That's not what I'm here to talk about. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you. I left a few minutes for questions. But if you don't want to do the questions now, you can just email me afterwards, or I'll be in the tables as well, and we can talk there. Yeah, that's it.
Well, thank you. That was awesome. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to either write them on the chat, or you can just raise your hand. I can pull it here. If not, Pedro will be around the table, so we can speak a little bit more. Just because it was around 90 minutes, I'll leave it a little bit relaxed for people to actually engage with you maybe later on. But again, that was awesome. That was really cool. It was because it was very honest.
Fast.
Yeah, it was very, very honest. Awesome. Thank you. Cool. So we'll have a quick break now, 5 minutes, just toilet break. Oh, maybe. Okay, we have a question. So curious about to move from a developer in a startup to applying to a CTO, or was
Right.
just an opportunity?
Yeah, it was. So I joined this first company in Oslo as a developer, like the first backend, and then I worked my way up there until like some sort of VP of engineering. And then the CTO of that company made a new company, and then he invited me to be the CTO of that company. So that's how I like did that transition. But I think at the time when I was about to leave that other company, I was applying for other like VP of engineering. I wasn't going for the CTO role because, yeah, like I found out it's not really about coding. So I just wanted to code a bit more. So I was probably going to go to like some sort of team lead of backend or something like that. But the opportunity arose, and I just took it.
All right, so we're gonna do a quick break, and we'll be back in 5. See you in a bit.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.